Well, it's been just over a week, I think, since I started trying to get back into charity shops and having a little experiment to see what I could find out in the wild. Clothing, really, see what's available out there. And yesterday, I went round probably about a dozen charity shops. I think I've started slowly, and I'm building up to kind of hitting it quite hard, really, in the coming weeks. This experiment is probably going over like 1 or 2 months just to see how it is. But I am finding a few bits. I saw a massive Tutankhamun CD case. I know I should be looking at clothes, but I was interested in that because I saw Jay Flipping Sloth picked up a couple of little ones, which are probably a little bit more manageable. But this thing, it was probably. I mean, I'm not very tall. He was probably as tall as me. I could have hid in there. But they had it up for £150. They also had a 10-foot giraffe in their charity shop as well. I didn't even ask the price. So £150. It kind of interested me. I messaged Jay. I said, Jay, look what I've seen. You picked up a couple of these. Do you know how much these go for on eBay? Because I couldn't find one on eBay. I'm sure when you search on eBay in a shop, it's different from when you search at home. Normally, it will give you a higher price. This is my theory. And you get home and you look it up again and it's lower. And you're like, what happened there? Especially if you're sourcing for Amazon. Anyway, I said, how much do these go for? They got it up for 150. They go for 150. So bearing in mind what packing a Tutankhamun, mummy case would entail, I left that in the shop. But I had a good mooch round, and I'll show you what I've got. Like I say, I'm a little bit inspired to try and do more clothes. I've been genning up on my brands. When I did clothes before, it was all women's, pretty much, 100% women's, because it was inspired by Fate Rachel and all that crew. Chaddy, back in the day on Insta. So yeah, I'm still looking at women's, but mainly trying to get like the men's brands in my head because I'm not going around with Liz. Don't really like rummaging through dresses. I'll do it at a stretch, but I don't I don't particularly like it. Silly, I know. Anyway, here's the clothes from yesterday. Lower walking shoes. I don't know the brand at all, but they are Gore-Tex. And if I see Gore-Tex, £2. I mean, I don't think you can argue with that. They've got to go for at least 15, haven't they? If not more. So we'll look into that one. So from £2 down to something a bit pricey, from an Oxfam, 10.99, and it's Man U, I know. It's got Van Persie on the back, I think. Yeah, Van Persie on the back. It's small. I don't know if you call it kids, but researched it in the shop. I think there's one on eBay for 70. I don't think it's going to get that. I think there was a sold for around about 30. So I don't like paying 10.99, but if I can make 30 on it, then I'm slightly less motivated for profit, to be honest. As long as it's making money to get in the groove of this, to get the familiarity of it. I don't want to be buying mistakes. That's one thing I'm I know you should always take a risk when you're reselling, but when I've got enough knowledge and I'm sourcing a good amount of bits rather than like 2 or 3, if I'm coming home with a dozen, 15, 20 items, that's when I'll take risks, when I've got a bit of a buffer. Anyway, hopefully this one won't be a risk. A Lacoste t-shirt, a Lacoste shirt. I don't even know what these things are called. Dresses and skirts get me as well. I mean, it's just classic, I think. And I did see a couple of Lacostes. But the other one, the buttons, they were plain buttons, and I thought that could be a fake. So this has got Lacoste on the buttons. £2. Couldn't believe it. I thought that's such a bargain. The only thing wrong with it is it's got a button missing on the bottom, but it has got spare buttons on the care label. One for the neck collar and just one for the down here. So yeah, hopefully I don't know how much that will go for. I mean, I'm thinking in my head 15 to 20. Could be more, could be 25 if I'm lucky. I have to do a little bit of research. And the final one, so it's only 4 items. I know it's not very much. I'll go through some stuff that's sold actually. This is an All Saints kind of plaid men's popper shirt. It hasn't got buttons, it's got poppers. A few of the buttons are a little bit worn, or a few of the poppers. You won't be able to see it, but you know, they're black kind of enamel, and it's got a few scratches on a few of the buttons, but nothing too bad. This was £6. Again, pricey charity shops around here. So you've got to make sure that, you know, you are getting something half decent. I didn't want to get a shirt back and see that, you know, it sells for a tenner, £9.99 on eBay or less. I think I can get about 24. So again, it's all right. I'd prefer it if it was lower, but it isn't. So there we go. So just an update on. I went down to a kilo sale the other. I think it was not the week just gone, but the week before. I mentioned it on the 5 Live, and I spent £109 of my hard-earned cash. I bought a couple of jackets. One was from an Australian rugby team, which I'm a little bit kind of like, who the hell's going to buy that? But they might do. And the other one was a vintage Adidas jacket. I think you'd probably see it in one of my last videos. It's over there. I'll show you actually. It's over here. So this was the Adidas jacket. And all this was bought by weight. So 1974, nice Adidas on it. I think that will sell well. So I imagine those 2 jackets, I don't know, maybe £5-6, not that heavy. But I bought a load of Levi's shirts. Apparently there was a shop in Burnley. Those who watched the last video, I do apologise for repeating myself, but it was a shop in Burnley that went bust. So someone from, you know, South London goes and drives up to Burnley. It seemed a little bit weird to me. But I got those 2 jackets, and I got a whole load of the main bit of the first £100 I spent, because I spent £100 and then I got one other thing, were these denim shirts, and they are Levi's apparently. They've got like the popper says LS and Co SF, so you know, San Francisco Levi and Co. The care tag has the 2-digit codes for like 1970s items, and the bloke said that it was dead stock from the 1970s. But I was a little bit unsure. Some of the jackets, the poppers had been replaced, and I wasn't convinced that they were genuine. So I had a crisis of confidence. But I got them home. I had about 8 shirts, 2 jackets, I think. I listed one of the shirts for £20. That sold. So we'll just wait and see. But like I say, I'm kind of like not. I would say I'm 90% sure they're genuine, but all sorts of things go through my head. Like, well, why didn't the it's a vintage place? Why didn't they keep it if they thought it was okay? You know, you can't account for what goes on in other people's brains. What else has sold? I'm probably best getting my phone. What else has sold is the sea salt green dress. I should put up little. Well, the GoPro decided to cut out. Probably got bored with me. So things that have sold: sea salt tunic top. That went for £18. I think I bought it for about £5 or something like that. And Arsenal long sleeve top with Ozil on the back went for £40. I sold one of the denim shirts, like I said, that went for £20, I think. And Polo Ralph Lauren XL top. So that's what's gone on clothing. A few other bits have gone, you know, just general eBay stuff, Lego, Game Gear game, board game. I'm dealing with an £80 possible refund return on an amp, which is a bit of an ouch moment, as well as an issue with a £300 record player. So it's weird dealing with sort of those high value items which I've sold sort of in the last few years, and trying to get on the bandwagon with clothes again. It's all a bit of a mishmash in my head. Anyway, before I go, big thank you to Faye and Simon. I picked up a deluxe Scrabble just probably about a couple of weeks ago, and it was missing an O. In fact, it was missing all the O's, but I had some spares, but I didn't have enough. I was one short. So Simon kindly sent me a little package with an O in it. So that was good. And also, I was in the British Heart Foundation yesterday trying to get some clothing. They didn't have any, or it was overpriced. But the woman in there said, did I want these? Now, these kind of a bit of a blast from the past for me. I remember these when I was at school. Apparently, they're called, well, they're finger puppets. Gildan? No, not Gildan. That's T-shirts. Something beginning with G. Got them for free. I mean, what a rarity that is, getting a freebie from a charity shop. But looking them up on eBay, I reckon one of them has got a slight split, but I reckon I should get at least 20 quid for that. So a total rarity, a freebie from a charity shop that is actually going to make some money. So I was quite pleased about that. Pay for the petrol at least. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed all that. I hope you're enjoying the journey sort of back into clothes. Let me know. How, how often you get down to Chaz's. Do you have a certain number you're doing the same day? I mean, I'm planning on probably doing like 3 or 4 towns when I get up and running, and not repeating myself in the same Chazza, because that would seem ridiculous. You know, the ones I went into yesterday, if I went in again today, there'd be hardly anything in there. But it's getting in the routine of it and seeing how it goes. This is a bit of an experiment, so fingers crossed it'll prove to be positive with the results. Anyway, that's all for now. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. Do click a thumbs up, and yeah, happy sourcing.